Today we're gonna see if the oil pressure sending unit is gonna resolve our problems with high oil pressure. To show that, I'll turn the car on. And see the meter, it immediately goes all the way up to 80. And that check engine light is just a evap leak, so there's nothing in that that'll tell us. I'm gonna move the car back so I can work on it, and we'll pop the hood and replace that, see if that gauge goes down. Okay, here we are inside. This is all it is. Very small sensor that goes in the passenger side of the engine. In this case, this is a standard. That's the brand name, actually. Bought this off Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. Your basic oil pressure sending unit for a 2000 XJ. It's got some thread tape on there. All you do is unscrew the old one and plug that one in, so let's get to it. Oil sending unit is just above the oil filter right here. All you gotta do is push this red tab down and that'll unlock it. You can unplug that. We'll get a socket on there and take the old one off. The socket for this is bigger than what you're usually going to find even in an impact set. I happen to have a 28 millimeter socket for actually at the bottom of the ball joints. And that one fits with just a little bit extra. I believe the true measurement is somewhere around an inch and a 1/16. An inch socket will not fit. You can see that's the same size for the old one too. Doesn't look too bad. Here with the new one. Thread it in by hand first so you don't cross thread it like that. Checking to make sure I don't screw it in too far. It's got that kind of thread tape on there so you don't have to really muscle it in there. Then all we gotta do is find our plug and plug it back in. You can hear a click, secure it. That's all there is. Okay, back in the Jeep, moment of truth. We'll see if it was just a sensor or if we've got to do some more troubleshooting. And it was just the sensor. So that's where you usually want it. You want it between basically that second to lowest tick between there and the top to highest tick, I guess, from there to there, basically in the middle 50%. If it's any higher, your oil pressure is too high, and it's going to fluctuate. These old Jeeps, the sensor is an actual sensor. When it's reading the oil pressure, it's reading the actual pressure. A lot of modern cars, the car's computer will actually compute that oil pressure for you. So a lot of people, when they get old XJs, they'll freak out. The oil pressure is going all over the place. Well, it's just going between those two middle quartiles where it's supposed to be. If you had an actual gauge on a modern car, it would be doing the same thing, but the computer takes care of that for you so that you don't freak out about it. So I'm glad this was just a real easy fix for me. High oil pressure can mean bigger problems with your engine that you're gonna have to, usually there'll be a code for it, but you might have to take it to an actual mechanic to have it diagnosed because it could be a lot of things. So glad this worked out for me. Hopefully this video is helpful for you and might help you out if you think you've got too high of oil pressure.